Can I be real for a second? I want a rom-com love story. I'm 27 years old. I'll be 28 in December. And I have never been in a romantic relationship. Now, I don't count anything under the age of 18 because technically I wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend, but my mama don't know that. Sorry. If we were to have a movie night and you were to ask me what movie we wanted to watch, it will always be a rom-com. Always a rom-com. I am a rom-com girly. From Legally Blonde, 13 Going on 30, The Wedding Planner, Love Jones isn't necessarily like a comedy, but you get it.
Very simple and in your face. It's just like, hey, girl, shut the fuck up. I ain't gotta explain shit to you. You see the damn shirt.
I have been in situationships. I have, dated, but like not really been in a full committed relationship. And I used to deal with so many things when I was younger in age, before my frontal lobe developed. But the older I got and the more I started to see what women settle for, the more I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Can I be real for a second? I want a rom-com love story. I do. And when I tell people this, they often say, oh, life isn't a fairy tale. You're delusional. Life isn't a K-drama. Life isn't this. Life isn't that. I know. But why is it that I can't have that? The more I grew up and I saw these type of movies, the more I was like, I want that. Even with me watching K-dramas, while, I don't believe what some people believe, that Korean men are just like these K-drama men and they will pick you up on their high horse and all that stuff. I don't believe that.
You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me.
But is it so wrong to see a love story play out that doesn't fully involve cheating, doesn't involve trauma, doesn't involve death, doesn't involve domestic violence, and just be happy to be like, wow, somebody found love without going through so much? The reality is, love is not supposed to hurt. It's not. And I think that's where I kind of pull away from romance, because it's like, I want the love that I see on TV. While I know life isn't like TV, there's going to be trials. There's going to be tribulations. But guess what? There are also trials and tribulations on TV. Yes, there will be arguments. Yes, there will be miscommunication. There will be so many things. But how wrong is it for me to be like, I want somebody to look at me, love at first sight, and be like, that's the girl I want to be with. And then I look at them and I'm like, that's the guy I want to be with.
My father raised me to act with honor, but that honor is hanging by a thread that grows more precarious with every moment I spend in your presence. You are the bane of my existence. And the object of all my desires.
What's the harm in that? Oftentimes, I feel like, especially within the Black community, we oftentimes settle for anything. Because let's be honest, a lot of you are kissing frogs and they don't turn into a prince. So I want to find that rom-com romance. I want to be like Cameron Diaz in The Holiday. Granted, she did experience cheating in that. However, she went to London, she stayed in some lady's house, ended up meeting the lady's brother, had a one-night stand, didn't think it would go anywhere, but that ended up being her soulmate. She ended up, for the first time since she was 15, ended up crying because she had to leave him. And then she ended up staying, and they lived happily ever after. Sometimes I feel like that can be real life. I've had friends who have met their life partners in high school, and while that is not normal for everybody, for some people it works. And then I've also had people meet the love of their life as an adult, and it's like, wow, I want that for me so bad. I want that for me. And it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm not in a need for a relationship and things like that, which I often do say because I don't need it. But it is something I want. It is something I desire. And it is something that I want to experience. I want to experience going on dates, holding hands, maybe a little PDA here and there.
Oh, you nasty.
But I want to experience the many things that couples experience. And I don't want to have to worry about somebody coming out the woodworks and being like,
oh my god, like, I was just with him like 2 hours ago. I was just at his baby shower. He has a baby on the way.
I just want somebody who is my equal and somebody who is genuinely a good person. And oftentimes when I watch rom-coms, whether it's a movie or a TV show or a K-drama or a Thai BL or a C-drama, anything, it's like, wow, I want that so bad. I want it. But then reality hits me and it's like, damn, will that ever happen?
And if Joy can't see that, well, then she's delusional.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional!
Can that happen in today's world?
Nope.
These are the thoughts that constantly run through my head because it's like, it's so much I desire, but will I ever get to that? I remember when The Photograph by Issa Rae came out, and bear in mind, I haven't seen this movie yet. I meant to watch it, but I kept forgetting. But I do remember that there was a conversation on Twitter about how boring the movie was. And keep in mind, this is a Black love story. So seeing that conversation, I was like, okay, why is it boring? So I went through the comments. And one comment really stuck out to me. It was this girl on Twitter. And she specifically said, the movie isn't boring. It's just that within Black love stories, there's always trauma attached. And this did not have any trauma. That's why people found it boring. So there wasn't any, as far as I heard, there wasn't any cheating, but there wasn't domestic violence. There wasn't like anything crazy that happened to the main character or at least the female lead to the point where, you know, she finally found the love of her life after all the trials and tribulations she went through. And as I started to think on that, I was like, wow, we often don't have a lot of Black romance stories that don't start off traumatic. Like we have Diary of a Mad Black Woman where she did meet this amazing man and she ended up getting engaged to him at the end, but the movie started off as her being married and her husband cheating on her, putting her out the house and beating her. And all of that led up to what the ending is, you know? So that's not like the best type of story. And then you have If Beale Street Could Talk. I still have beef because based on the cover of that, I assumed it would be a beautiful Black romance story that left me traumatized.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We won't talk about it. Even now, we don't have like a lot of Black romance dramas, at least ones that don't surround around trauma. Love Jones is a great one. I want to say If Stella Got Her Groove Back is another one, but I could be wrong. I haven't seen that since I was little, so I'm not sure. But I would love more stories surrounding us, surrounding people that look like us, to make it to the big screen and to make it like just make it big. I'm at the age where I want balance. I want peace. And I'm often pulling back from so many things because once I feel my peace being disturbed, it's like, you're done. Donezo. Maybe it's also because I don't be giving grace to people. Apparently, or at least that's what they say. Apparently, I don't give grace to people, so that's probably why I'm in this situation. But like, why do people keep trying to piss me off? Nobody knows. I tried the dating apps. I remember last year, I got back on Hinge and things like that. And it's just like, wow, men are boring. Men are so boring. And then they get mad at you for not wanting to talk to them. But then when you try to talk to them and have conversations, they're just like one-word answers. And it's like, you could have kept this. Within the dating apps, I don't be texting people back normally anyway. So it's like, I'm not consistent. Also, I don't know if it's my area or what, but like the men be ugly.
Yikes.
But also, like, is it so wrong to like just like wanna one day just like walk into a bookstore and like you just see this fine ass man in like glasses and a trench coat, and he looks like he works out, like turtleneck. I'm describing alpha phi alpha men right now. Oh my god.
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
But like, is it like you just see him like checking out books and then you guys make eye contact and it's like, wow, that's my person. Or like you're in the grocery store. First of all, stuff like this normally can't happen to me because I'd be looking crazy. I realized that like in my apartment building, you know how many times I have walked through the parking garage to get to my car and I see a fine man and I am over here in sweatpants, hair not done, hoodie, everything, and it's like, bro, why do I do this to myself all the time? And then it's like I never learn because I keep doing it. But then it's also like if you want to walk into like a grocery store and you're in the aisle and like I'm gonna use me for example because I'm 5 foot. I can't reach a lot of things on the very top shelf, right? So it's like imagine you can't reach the top shelf. Next thing you know, like a man just like reaches over you and grabs it. It's like, here you go. And it's like you guys make eye contact and it's like, ah.
죄송해요. 괜찮으세요?
존나 잘생겼잖아. 뭐야, 이 완벽한 비주얼은? 찾았다, 내 사랑.
The love of my life. Love isn't easy. I know there's going to be things that, you know, is going to annoy me. I know there's going to be things that are going to piss me off. I know there are going to be things that, you know, we just have to deal with as time goes on. But it's like, I don't want to go through massive, I don't want to be like a lot of women who condone cheating. Like, I don't want to have somebody constantly cheating on me and I'm still going back home and be like, oh, he knows where his home is. It's not with me. I don't want to be one of those women who just settle. And also, I don't want to be the type of girl a man settles for. Like, I've seen so many times where, like on Reddit or like husbands will talk about how they married their wife, but they're still in love with the one who got away. I don't want to be that. I also, as much as it's like normalized in a sense, I don't want to be the one that got away. Like, if you decide that you are going to, like, if I decide to leave you and you decide that you're going to marry somebody else, please forget about me. Please don't hurt that poor girl because you want to still harp on whatever we had in the past. And that has happened to me before and I'm not a fan of it. Also, why do men be trying to talk to you like 10 years later? Like, leave me alone. We grown now. This was high school. Leave me alone. I just want to be at peace and I want somebody who is going to put me at peace. There's something I realized when in 2023, I was at a job that I was very stressed out. I was burnt out, things like that. And it would be to the point where after work, I just did not want to talk to anybody. I barely wanted to watch TV. There was nothing that could like relax me. And then I went on to watch Jungkook and Namjoon. If you guys don't know, that's Jungkook and RM from BTS. I went to go watch some of their past lives. For some reason, I don't know why it was those two members specifically, but it was like all of my anxiety, all of my stress melted away at that moment. Like, I felt so relaxed and so safe to the point where I fell asleep. I had not been sleeping for like months at that point. And if I will fall asleep, I'll be up within an hour. I fell asleep with the lives going. And if you guys know, Jungkook be having like 4-hour lives. So like I was taking a 4-hour nap, you know, but that was something I realized, and that added to the list of things I wanted in a partner, where it's like, I want somebody that makes me feel safe. Like, that is the number one thing, because it's like, you could have the looks, you can have the money, you can, you know, have the charisma, but if I don't feel safe around you, if my inner child doesn't feel safe around you, that's not something I can pursue. I have to be able to like feel sleepy around you and want to fall asleep. I have to be able to tell you about my hobbies and the things that I love, and without fear of judgment. So it's like, if I can't have that safety net, I don't think it'll be a match. So when I was watching those lives, and I realized every single time when I would be feeling super stressed, burnt out, like not wanting to do anything, and I will watch those lives and I would just feel so like zen, that's when it clicked for me, like safety is the number one thing I need. So all this to say, I do want a relationship. I often put up this wall as a means to not get hurt, but I also don't feel like that's a bad thing either, because I know my boundaries and I know what I want and I know what I will and will not settle for. I know how to look for the red flags now. I know how to determine whether there will be red flags in the future, and I know when to let go and when to leave at this point. So if there's a time where like I feel like you're not communicating in the way you should, as in you're going 24 hours without talking to me, you're done. If you make a joke poking at anything of my insecurities or anything like that, I might give you one warning. But after that, you're done. And that also depends on what the joke is. If you are rude to just women, period, but you're nice to me, that's still not, no. I know that's like a thing where like, some people are like, oh yeah, like, I just want him to be mean to everybody else, but he's nice to me. I don't want that. Like, I want somebody who is genuinely like a nice person, who genuinely wants to, like, if he sees like, for example, and I'm going off based on like those social experiments I see on Twitter, if he was to like be in the, like walking down the street and see like a pregnant woman struggling to carry groceries, I would hope he would help her to like bring those groceries up to her apartment and things like that. Like, I don't want somebody who's just gonna be like,
oh no, like I got a girl, get away from me, I don't want you, da da da.
Like, no. The older I get, the more like, because back when I was like 18, 19, this would probably be my mindset of like what I wanted in a man. But now it's like, no, I want somebody nice. I want somebody for me. I want somebody who is not gonna be, who I don't have to worry about, you know? And my mom got the nerve to be like, oh, when are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna, who the daddy? Who gonna be the daddy? You tell me that, Miss Ma'am. Who's gonna be the father? Because the way this dating pool is going, Before the New Year's, I kept seeing stuff like, oh yeah, like when you start going to the gym, you're gonna find your partner in the gym. I've been in the gym 3 months. No partner is nowhere to be found. I did see a very fine man in there the other day. But like, it's my apartment gym, so it's like, I don't know if that's something I even want to if granted the opportunity, I don't know if that's something I would even want to pursue, because I feel like dating somebody that lives in the same building as you is a recipe for disaster. I don't know. I know some people do it. I mean, they do it in the rom-com, so it's like, why not? Right? Okay. Let me see if I see a Mr. Fine Man again next time I go to the gym. I'm sore today, so we ain't go today. But we went yesterday for arms, and I asked him, because I was too short to do it, so I asked him to put the little arm bar thing. I asked him to put that on the thing for me, and he was so nice and he did it. And like, we were working out next to each other, so it's like, is that my little rom-com? Is that like, was that like our meet cute?
No. America, no.
I'll keep y'all updated on that. No, I won't. I hope you guys like this video. This is just me talking. I just wanted to talk and just let out my feelings about this whole thing. And I hope somebody can resonate with it, because I truly want everybody to find the love that they deserve. And I think all of us deserve like a rom-com type of love. And now I'm gonna go watch a BL. So